I'm going to tell a good joke that illustrates the importance of good writing. This joke will bring elements of craft. It'll bring the different dynamics that you want to employ in anything you write, be it a song, be it a poem, a story, a novel. I was in a bar one day, and this woman came in, and wow, she was beautiful, with skin-tight dress, long hair, and she sashayed into the bar and stopped at this guy about 5 stools down from me and whispered something to him. And the guy looked shocked, and he just sort of fell back from the stool. And she just smirked, went on to the next guy. Same conversation it looked like, because the guy reacted with surprise too. Then she gets to a guy near me, so I'm listening now. And she says, "I will do anything you want for $100. And the guy said, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah." So he leaned in close to her, slid a $100 bill across the counter, and said, "Paint my house." Now, that joke is sort of corny, that's given, but the surprise ending and the way the suspense was built are all the elements that you like to employ when you write. We have character development. Remember, I described the woman and what she had on and the way she looked. So I created something that sort of jumped off the page. You could see this woman. The narrator. I didn't say a word about myself. I was the narrator, but you could tell the narrator was nosy and that he had a sense of humor. Each of the characters, the way they reacted, you could tell these were fine, upstanding citizens who, because they thought the woman was soliciting something immoral, reacted immediately. And so you saw how all those elements were there in the story. But there's some other things. First of all, timing. What if I had told that joke by starting with the punchline? I might have been able to work back toward it, but because the ending was a surprise ending, something that the reader or the listener wouldn't expect, the ending had to be where it was. Now, when you're writing a story, you certainly can't show facial expressions. In telling the joke, you watch the way I reacted, the way I looked, the way I cocked my ear to listen. In a story where it's written, you find different ways to build that sense of environment. But still, what I'm talking about is craft. And to make a long story short, if you could tell a good joke, and if you know the elements of that joke, you could tell a good story. Every story has 4 elements. A protagonist, that's the main character. An antagonist, that's the character that the main character interacts with. There's a conflict, that's the interaction. That's also called the drama. Then there's a resolution. And that's place where you go from conflict to resolution. That actually is your plot, because all the characters come together to produce the story. In that joke I told, the woman, of course, is the protagonist. The antagonist would be the guys who reacted differently. The conflict, of course, is, should we give this woman $100 or should we just shun her? And the characters reacted in different ways. 2 of them shunned her. One character decided to outsmart her. The resolution, I don't know. I guess maybe she needs to get a paintbrush. That's it.